Hey y'all, it's me. I decided to come down here in the other cat room. Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. Every room that we have is pretty much a cat room. These are two little feral guys that I brought in. I've told you guys about this before. If you keep up with my latest mess, and I don't know why you would. One of them is Velcro, which she had both of her eyes closed. There's an eye infection that is going through this particular colony that lives under our house and around the house. Was it like Jeff Foxworthy, oh, you're a redneck, based on the number of cat families you have living under your house? Hey, that's us. That is us. But I didn't know if she was going to make it or not, because both of her eyes were closed beyond the time that they should have been open. So we took her in and took her to the vet and got her some eye drops. And she is just perfectly content to be inside. They all have different personalities. In fact, she is one that doesn't even want to mingle. She likes to stay here in this room. It used to be my son's room, and yeah, I miss him. I wish he would have stayed here with us, but that's a whole nother story. But I'll get back around to that, because here's the reason that I originally signed up to take a YouTube class, because my objective was to get him out of the workforce and into making his own money, because he is sort of more of an entrepreneur, and he's very tenacious, because he even has a disability that makes it very uncomfortable for him to work on his feet, yet he chooses to do that anyway. But I don't want to steal any of that from him, but I would like to see that energy moved in a different direction, as he's working now in where I grew up, Raytown, Missouri. But he works in a Mexican restaurant, pretty much doing whatever they need done. But there was a drive-by shooting at the restaurant, which I guess is becoming more common out there. Plus, there's been other crazy things happen there. I mean, you wouldn't necessarily think this particular place would have that sort of element, but it even had a guy under the influence of something that went in the men's bathroom and pulled the entire sink out of the bathroom, carried it out to the parking lot and set it down. And as my son said so eloquently, he said, "Look, we do not get paid all that well." None of us stopped me, because I said, "Well, what didn't you guys say? Excuse me, sir. Did you pay for that to-go order?" He said, "No, Mom, we're not saying anything. They can do whatever they want. We don't get paid well enough to intervene with that." But the guy didn't have enough sense to go anywhere, or maybe he didn't know. He just sat down with it in the parking lot until the police arrived. But as you can understand, I'd prefer if he finds another avenue. But anyway, I asked him if he wanted to put his videos on here on my channel, so I'd have longer content, more content. He's a gamer, and he said, "Nah, there's no way that those two kinds of content, your spontaneous jabbering versus hours of serious gamers, I guess, playing the game. I think you'd almost have to be a gamer to sit there and watch that." Now, what I have seen other YouTubers do is they'll, like, pre-record maybe a movie or the Gutfeld show or something, and then after it's over with, you see them playing games or whatever. But yeah, I told him, I said, "Man, that's even worse than me talking nonstop, isn't it?" He said, "Well, you gotta like that kind of thing." And I mean, he does. He even has the high-functioning computer and everything. But I'm going to work out something with him, with this channel, I would hope. Maybe get his dad is pretty good with computers as well. Maybe we can combine our efforts and figure out some sort of content to add to here to make it more interesting than me just spontaneously jumping right in these rants. Anyway, I would like to keep it light, more humor. There's enough people beating the hell out of the political topic. That horse has become one with the earth, right? It's been beaten to death. We've talked about it enough. Not that, we don't always have constant material flowing in or out, but it gets to be so much you can't tell what is real and what isn't. This cat is so strange. Are you okay, little girl? She's rolling on the ground. She's kind of a runt. She's the smallest little kitty cat, but she's rolling on the ground. That means she's not in heat or something. If she is, she's not doing much else. Velcro, and the other one is called Fig Newton. Yeah, these are wonderful little cats. Yeah, I didn't choose to do this cat rescue thing. It chose me. I don't know if I even want to talk about it much on here because I don't like to draw a lot of attention to it, because I'm not trying to get them to just go into, oh, she hit me with her tail. Any shelters. Most shelters, I believe, are no kill, but the problem is there is a real excess of cats. More here in Independence than any place I've ever seen, really. I'm just going to lay back on this thing. It's not really comfortable. And these cats don't smell like flowers. Aw, Fig Newton, are you a flower? Yeah, if any of you guys are close to Independence, Missouri, you know there where Harry Truman grew up. If you want a kitty cat, yeah, I've got an excess of them. I don't know, I think I would have been happy living on a farm somewhere. I'm kind of that sort of person. And not at all the way I was, in like my 20s or 30s. And yeah, and one thing I noticed too, if I am tired and dehydrated, oh man, that's all over my face. And I just don't look like I feel good. And doing these videos again just reminded me, oh, I gotta take better care of myself. But as I said, I am now going to a new esthetician. Well, the same esthetician, actually. I met her years ago. Her name is Glenn, and she's very professional. And I completely feel comfortable going in there, and all of that is so expensive, but I joined a membership. What I'd like to have is the vitamin IV. I had that once before, and I felt so much better the next day. But I just got to start sleeping at night. I mean, I jokingly told my husband, when we walk out to the park, if you're there kind of late at night, the park that's across the street, there's people selling all kinds of stuff. I said, next time they stop me when I'm out walking and say, hey, ma'am, I might have some stuff. And I'll say, well, what do you have for a good night's sleep? No, I please, YouTube, don't take that seriously, because the truth of the matter is I don't even take medicines that are prescribed for me most of the time. In fact, every once in a while when I'm really feeling anxious, I try kratom, but that's kind of a loose cannon because you never know how that's going to react. Most of the time, all it does is end up making me feel a little bit better for a while, but too much of it, I get sick to my stomach. But I don't even take what's prescribed to me, much less something that is not. And thank God I'm afraid of that, because I had a serious bad relationship with alcohol for a long time. So I'm very, very glad that none of that stuff is interesting to me. And yeah, I have tried the weed. I wish I enjoyed that. Man, I have some friends that get so relaxed and they laugh and have so much fun. I wish that's me, probably been it's been a hot minute since I just had a friend that I could just laugh with and have fun like that. Um, Jim is very, very serious, and since his brush with almost meeting the Grim Reaper in 2021, it's added a different dimension to his personality, which is both a lot more serious and a lot maybe random Bible quoting, and he tends to think I'm too silly sometimes. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. You'd have to know him from before. And sometimes he's relatively easy to get angered. But I know living with me is no picnic. My anxiety makes me difficult because I overthink things. I'm such a nut. It's like he pointed out that there's a lot of huge old trees here in Independence. And it's like, well, I woke up at, was it 2 or 3 a.m. last night? 3 a.m. After sleeping for a couple hours. I started thinking about that. I was thinking, oh man, what if one of those trees falls on the house? I play that game where the what if, what if. And I know people say, well, pray. Well, sometimes I think that's about all I can do because I'm like so ill equipped. Listen, can you guys hear that thunder? Wow, cool. I love a thunderstorm. But now I'm going to overthink that tree again. Say, tree, I'm going to go out there and talk to you. You better stay right where you're at. Well, you know, what can you do? Life is a risk, isn't it? Many things could happen at any time, but we just got to keep going. It's like the big philosophical question, why are we even here? What are we here for? Lord, I don't know. Maybe we're a science experiment. We're a joke. Boy, this cat is sweet. Aw, I'm gonna take you upstairs, but you'd fight with my other cat. Every single cat that I pretty much have ever had has been a rescue cat, just not as many. Yeah, there's something up with that other cat. You guys can't see her, but she's rolling around on the ground and making purr noises, and oh, you are so sweet. Oh, thank you. I needed your ASS in my face. That always is good. But anyway, I am just rambling here and making no sense whatsoever. But maybe eventually I'll get a partner to do some reaction videos with. Otherwise, I mean, I fully understand. You guys probably don't want to see all these little short videos. But, you know, if you do or want to talk about anything at all, or if I can help you with anything, if you're in Independence, Missouri, I don't know why you would be, but Santa Calagon is kind of fun. And I know they said there was nothing to do in Independence. Actually, it has some very good, solid, interesting history and some beautiful old Victorian homes that you can get relatively cheap. I actually like it a lot, but yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Drug issues and a lot of homeless people. Lesser now that we have a different president, and I think maybe some of them were not exactly here legally, but I don't know, it's improving out here all the time. There's some funny stories with the homeless people. It's kind of made me different. Like I said, where I came from, where my son is now working, where I grew up at, it's a different kind of crime. They're a little more violent. Here, they're not as likely to be violent, but they're going to want some money from you. Or maybe they took all of the, at one summer, they took all of the windmills and metal stuff out of my yard and probably turned it in for money, because there's a lot of places like that, a lot of pick and pulls here. But anyway, I was going to sign off, wasn't I? Well, y'all just have a wonderful evening, and put my information in the description if you want to say hi or anything. Thanks so much, and have a wonderful evening.